Hello everyone, welcome back to the SharePoint Beginner to Advanced series. In today's video, we are going to build a multi-level approval workflow using SharePoint and Power Automate. Here, a software request will go through manager approval, HR approval and IT approval. Only after all the three approvals will be the request be completed. So, this is the business scenario. When a user submits a request, it first goes to the manager. If approved, it goes to the HR. If HR approves, it goes to IT. If IT approves, the request is completed. If anyone rejects, the flow stops. So let's build this step by step. So before we start building the flow, let us see the SharePoint. So I have created a SharePoint list called software request. This list will store each request along with the approval details and current status. In my SharePoint list, I have created the following important columns: software name, requested by, department, justification, status, which is a choice column. And here I have choice like new, manager approve, HR, pending manager approval, pending HR approval, manager email, HR email, and IT email. So this structure allows the flow to dynamically route approvals based on the email values stored in the SharePoint. So when testing the solution, I'm creating a demo record manually in the SharePoint with the exact values so you can clearly understand the flow behavior. So let's create an automated flow. We trigger as when an item is created. So let us configure site address and list name. So as soon as the request is created, we will mark the item as pending manager approval. For that, we will take update item action. We will change the status value to pending manager approval. Now let's start the approval process. For that, we will add an Excel call start and wait for approval. Here we will add an approval type as approve reject first to respond. Let us add title. We will add a software name there. Here assigned to will be manager email. We will add some necessary details in the details part so that manager can be have an idea about what the request is about, and itself he should get an option to approve and reject. For that we will add some data. For that, let us add some data. We will add some parameters like software name, department, requested by. So reading this, manager will get an idea about the approval. Here, my further approvals will depend on the outcome of the manager action. If the manager approve, the flow will go to the HR approval. If manager rejects, the flow here itself will get end. For that, we will add a condition. Here, if the manager approves, it goes to the yes part. If manager rejects, it go to the no part. For that, for rejection one, we will add update item so that the status will change to rejected. We will update the status value to rejected. So now I will configure a send an email action to let the user know that his request is rejected. Now as we configured the no part, let us configure the yes part. First, we will update the status of the item to pending HR approval. The status will change to pending HR approval. Now let us configure the approval for HR. For that, we will add an action called start and wait for approval. Similarly, as we configured for manager approval. We will configure same as we configured for manager. Here, after HR approval, we will check condition. We will check the outcome of the status. If it's approved, it will go to the IT approval. If it's not, it will reject. So we will configure same as we created for approval. We will add condition outcome is approved. For that, let us configure first the rejected part. Here status will change to rejected. Let us configure the rejected email. Now let us start configuring the IT approval. First, we will change the status to pending IT approval. Now, similarly, as we created the conditions for HR and manager, we will configure for IT. For rejected part, we will configure here my status will be changed to rejected, and we will send the email to users that your request has been rejected by IT team. Now let's configure the approve part. First, we will take the update item. To change the status from new to approved, or from pending HR to pending IT approval. The status will be pending IT approval. Now we will add another send and wait for approval action for sending the approval to IT team. Title will be IT final approval, and assigned to will be IT email. Similarly, we will add some content in the details. And we will add a final condition based on the outcome of the IT approval. Now we will add another update item to set the final status. To approve. Status value will be updated to approve. And here we will add update item if the status or the approval is rejected by the IT team. Status value will be rejected. Now we will add a email to let the user know whether his request is approved or rejected. For that, we will add an email action. To requested by. Subject will be software request fully approved. And here we will send an email of the rejection as we were sending earlier. We will add the same content. Now, as we created full flow, let's save and test the flow. Now the full flow is created. So let's save the flow and test it. For testing, let's create a record in a SharePoint list. For testing, I am adding my email address in all the emails, like for manager, for HR, and for IT. So as soon as I save this, the first approval should trigger. As you can see, I received a manager approval, and as we configured in the email address, I got the whole detail. So now here I will approve, add some comments, and click on submit. So as soon as I submit my SharePoint request, or in my SharePoint list, the status should be updated to pending HR approval. If I refresh it, you will see the status has been updated to pending HR approval. Now it will go to my second condition, and I will receive an HR approval email. Now as you can see, I got the HR approval email. I'll approve and add comment as approved. As soon as I submit it, my status will update to pending IT approval. If I refresh it, you can see my status got updated to pending IT approval. Now let's wait to get the final approval, which is IT approval. Now here I got the final level approval. I'll click on approve. I'll add a comment. Now my status will get updated to approved, and I will receive a final email as a user. See, as a user, I got the final email like hello Ismail here, the request offer has been approved. So in this video, we learned how to build a complete multi-level approval workflow using SharePoint and Power Automate. What we implemented is sequential approvals, status tracking, conditional flow logic, dynamic approvers, and full end-to-end testing. This structure is widely used in real business application. So in the next video, we will go further and build dynamic approval routing and role-based workflows. So if this video helped you, please like, subscribe, and continue learning step by step. So see you in the next video.